Yo guys, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a very exciting episode of Skylanders Supercharged right here. I am very giddy because we are talking about the finale to this series. Everything in the previous 11 episodes has led up to this moment. We have 12 for our bank score, but our current score, based on the versions of each Skylander, is not looking so strong right now. We did lose a bunch of characters in the previous episode as they were defeated in combat and therefore reset back to their Series 1 iterations. It was rather tragic. So in this finale, we're going to try our darndest to lose as few characters as possible. What we have to kick things off is Bandit Train, and after Bandit Train we are going to make our way to the Sky Eater. But to traverse through the Sky Eater, we're not going to be using our regular golden hot streak because I have something far superior in mind. Now, it took me hours to get this sorted. Well, not hours, I exaggerate, but in this game there is a customizable option for your vehicles. Every single one of them can get customized, including this here burn cycle. So as we place them onto the portal, we are going to find out that the burn cycle has been Christmasified. It's looking very jolly with its red light up scheme and its green colour palette. It looks almost like a Christmas tree. Since when does the magic element ever appear? For one time it chooses to appear as on the Bandit Train, where Series 1 Pop Fizz is reset based on the tragedies from Episode 3. So pretty much what happened in Episode 3, the punishment, the consequences to my actions, is rolling over into this episode, where Pop Fizz is going to have a really tough time with Bandit Train because this is a purely combat-orientated level, which is tough when your characters are fully maxed out. And here I am with a character that has been reset. But say, when it came to customizing the burn cycle, to actually acquire the correct parts, I had to open up so many of those chests that it took me quite a long while in order to get the parts that I wanted. And even then, I still never got the Christmas neon lights. The neon lights that are being utilised for the burn cycle are actually the chaos lights, because they are red and look quite good when combined with the green deco that you do get for the holiday colours, which those holiday colours took me far too long to actually get from those chests. And it doesn't even bother me that I had to pay gear bits to get them all. What bothered me is the fact that opening up each chest took ages because you had to mash the primary attack button like it was opening a chest. So doing that constantly got very repetitive and tedious. Okay, here we go. And there's also a microtransaction type deal, so you can actually pay for those chests using real money rather than using gear bits. So rather than grinding out gear bits, you can pay real money to hasten the customization options by getting obviously those micro chests. But it was completely random what you got, and most of the time I got duplicates, so if I had actually paid real life money for those, it would have felt like an absolute waste of my hard earned cash. What I find funny is that the shop is still open for those, so you can still buy those from the PlayStation Store as a microtransaction, and yet in Imaginators, to get the Igknight chest, those microtransactions have been shut down and you can no longer buy them from a PlayStation Store. So the older Skylanders game still has its microtransaction system available in the store for both PlayStation and Xbox. Bit weird that way. What's not so weird is what just happened with Pop Fizz having been killed off, because that's what's suspected. So now, with the current element of the area being magic, and me having no access to the magic element because for Series 1 Pop Fizz has been defeated in battle, instead I can use whichever character I want, and in that case is gonna be a little bit of Angle's Wago Grunt, because in the previous episode he proved his worth and got through the Mystical Vault quite confidently indeed. But say, this is an extra special episode because it's not only the finale to this entire series, but we also get to enjoy a little bit of the Christmas jumper as we are currently experiencing the second day of Skylands. I keep pressing the wrong button to do that, man. It's the circle button, isn't it? Yes it is. That is a really awkward button layout, because my fingers effectively have to do that. What an awkward button layout indeed. Oh, and as you can tell, I'm now back to representing the Ragnarok controller rather than the anodized blue colour scheme, or the cobalt blue. I constantly forget what is the correct name of the colour, but either name for colour works, because at the end of the day it's kind of like a shiny metallic blue, so either cobalt or anodized works quite nicely in that context. Now let's platform. Platforming often requires you to land smack bam on the form that you are platting. In this case, the form just kind of eluded me because I wasn't able to successfully platform. Are you kidding me? I take the damage and I get reset. Now that's just rude, video game. I should probably stop taking full damage now. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? So let's hop on this and head backwards where we can get a supercharger vault. It's not particularly useful for getting us healed up, but hey, at least we get treasure, right? We might be screwed, but we get treasure. Treasure which isn't even useful because my character's maxed out. We do not want to wear the hat. I think my fruit hat here, or whatever the fuck that hat is. Either way, I might not know what the hat is, but it is superior all the same.
You're heading into a tunnel.
Superior!
Take it back into the darkness to sneak those sneaky pirates.
Man, that anchor really does take a very long time to charge up, longer than you'd expect, which is why I keep going to charge it up, and then I keep failing to charge it up fully, because I keep thinking that it's a shorter charge up than it actually is. Okay, let's switch out for grenades. I do not want to take damage to them, but I will take the key, please and thank you. That's glorious. That key, oh, well, not the key even. I will take the key, but the food, I will also take this food, just save my life. And he just took an anchor to the face. I hope it hurt. I mean, it probably did. Anchors are heavy. And I'm firing projectile, you know, at several tens of miles per hour. Maybe even hundreds of miles per hour. So an anchor being fired at you at that kind of speed, that would hurt.
Oh, son of a... That's gonna leave a mark.
No blood, guts and gore, I'm afraid, as, you know, glorious as that would be, as fitting as that would be, you know, blood, guts and gore. That's exactly what I think of when I think of the Skylanders franchise. You know, the game is notorious for how violent it gets. Okay, this video is about to get violent if I keep fucking miserably failing the platforming like this. Okay, I need to get over there. I need the bounce pad. The bounce pad is what I need, because I need to get over to that pinata and heal myself up. There you go, that's better. Give me sweet, glorious food. I don't even care about the money, it's the food I was after. And now all I need to do is continue with my bad platforming spree. How was that remotely fair? I was still moving away from the cannonball, which didn't even make contact with me. These cannonball hitboxes, they are ridiculous. How can it hit me if I am still moving? Still moving is exactly what dodging and attack looks like. Where's the Spider-Man dodging ability when you need it? Because in Spider-Man 2, I'm pretty certain that the button I used for most in that game was the dodge button. You can't really get through that game without dodging. Anyone who tries would wind up miserably failing, I'm afraid, unless you played on one of the lighter difficulties, that is. Because someone on YouTube did that as a very specific challenge. They went through the game without utilising the dodge button, and boy, did that look like a painful experience. I do not envy him going through Spider-Man without the incorporation of a key mechanic, mind you. The game is designed around you utilising the dodge. Okay, squeeze? No. Squeeze in there. Squeeze in there, you little gremlin fella. Thank you. And I'm just ricocheting all over the place. I am not good at video game. Not at all. Anyway, now we can head over here to hit that button. Or, you know, I can instead just continue to ricochet all over the place and continue to prove just how not good at the video game I am. There we go, that's more like it. Now give me the spark, I think I've earned it. And what we're going to do now is we're going to ignite the engine. Why sing it in that tone? Because I felt like it, no reason. And truly, why would one even need another reason? If you feel like doing something, then so long as it's not going to hurt nobody, you should go on ahead and do it. And I don't just mean physically, of course. You know, you can hurt people in more ways than just punching them in the face, which is definitely something you shouldn't do. If just because you feel like punching someone doesn't mean you should punch someone. But after all, that's how law's committed, you know. One day, someone just woke up and felt like they wanted to rob a bank, so went ahead and robbed the bank. And, you know, that's very much a crime. I hope they were caught for that crime. Not that, you know, bank robberies are really a thing nowadays. I mean, given that pretty much all money is digital these days, you go to rob a bank and the likelihood of them having actual physical cash is slim. Okay. I pressed the jump button video game, so why, when I push the jump button, do you not jump? And also that cannonball hit was a load of bullshit. Ah! Go! Go, Gilgrunt! Go! Go faster! Go faster! Seriously! We need to be speed right now. We are speed, fast, quick and quick. Okay, where's some much needed food? I'm asking you nicely here, video game. I'm asking you nicely. Boom! Take my anchor to the face, sucker. He's a sucker and he knows it. Take my anchor! Or not. No, I suppose you could just avoid it in its entirety. With its lack of accuracy. Its lack of accuracy is rather annoying indeed. Get out of my way! I don't want to get hit by that because that hit would very much kill me. And I do not want to be killed. Murder is not cool, okay? Like I said earlier, committing crimes overall is a very not cool thing to do. And murder is what a crime would look like. Crime is quite possibly the capital crime you can commit, which is why you get capital punishment for it. And, you know, I'd bloody well hope so. That's what justice looks like. You know, someone close to me got murdered. I'd want some form of justice for that. And here we are talking about murder in a Skylanders video, because those two things, like blood, guts and gore, you know, they just really mesh together with absolute perfection. You know, what's the first thing I think of when I think of Skylanders? For murder. That is what. Okay, there we go. When I press the jump button, this time the game actually jumps. It is a miracle. It is a Christmas miracle on Boxing Day. A Christmas miracle on Boxing Day. Okay, I would like a refund on that exchange. No! No! Bandit Train is so stupid. So it looks like in the very episode after Pop Fizz got reset, it looks like Gil Grunt also gone and got himself reset to his Series 1 version. So now we're gonna do what we tend to do in situations like these, and that is switch out the double dare trick happy. Obviously, if the game doesn't know it's Boxing Day, if the game knew, it'll probably be cutting me a little bit of slack. But yeah, that hitbox was absolutely rubbish because either I had to fall and take the fall damage, or I had to get hit in the face by a cannon. Because the cannonball hitbox is so dumb and stupid that it takes up the entire fucking platform. So how am I supposed to stay on the platform and avoid it, wait for the other platform to jump on, when the cannonball is going to hit me with its large hitbox? There is literally no way, no fashion in which I could have avoided being defeated there. There was nothing that could have been done. And unfortunately now I'm dealing with the consequences of an action that is beyond my control. The game thinks it's funny. I personally don't think that was very funny. I mean, hit me with a cannonball after I'd already well run past the point at which the cannonball was meant to hit. Then the cannonball hits me anyway and sends me back down below. Thank goodness there was a platform there, or a ledge, you know, whatever you want to fucking call it, it was there. I'm grateful, because otherwise, boy, would I have been ticked off by the fact that I would have took full damage as well as the cannonball damage. Luckily though, with all that damage, Double Dare Trick Happy still would have been defeated because of his second life. It's rather convenient that second life. It's literally been our only saving grace throughout the entirety of this series. A series which has been overly tough, and now I hate Superchargers. This was meant to be a series that would make me fall in love with Superchargers again, given that I wouldn't have to tackle the horrendous sea and sky sections, and I must admit that part of the series has been fantastic. But everything else about the series, on the other hand, this is what pain looks like. I can't believe that what Superchargers gave me for Christmas this year was an ass kicking. Obviously, I've been bad this year. You know, obviously I'm on Santa's naughty list. Because this is worse than receiving a bunch of coal. I'd rather be receiving a bunch of coal right now. Boom! And let's create big explosion. Ooh, and food. Don't mind if I do. Got some sprinkles right there, look like. I had no idea that sprinkles had that much nutritional value to them, but here we are. And hey, those are sweets, but it's okay to eat sweets for breakfast on Christmas Day. It is the one day of the year where eating sweets for breakfast is okay. That and Boxing Day as well, of course, because today is Boxing Day, a holiday the UK celebrates, as it's a bank holiday that comes right after Christmas Day. It's so that people who have work can actually enjoy Christmas Day without the stress of having to go to work the next day. I mean, imagine having to spend Christmas sober because you have work on Boxing Day. That would be tragic. Luckily though, that's what we have a bank holiday for. Bank holiday being Boxing Day in and of itself. You guys have got to go. Yeah, get out of here, man. Get out of here. Okay, let's head into the tunnel where Blubberbeard lies in wait.
I'm the captain of this here train, Skylander, and I don't take kindly to stowaways.
But what's this? Did Igknight just make a alcohol reference in a Skylanders video? I mean, this does come after a reference to murder, so these videos are many things, but family friendly is not one of them. I treat my audience with respect and maturity, because let's be honest here, people who still play Skylanders to this day are people who grew up with the franchise, so naturally those of us who played Spells Adventure when we were 10 years old, we're 20 years old now, and so whilst we still have to take up an interest in Skylanders, other things like jokes and humour, those are evolved, they're more mature, and my style reflects that. It's a style I wish to commit to. Those who don't like it can just simply, you know, not watch a video. You don't have gun to head, you're not exactly being forced to watch this. So yes, that is my style. I pride myself on the unique style I have as a SkyTuber, because there are very few SkyTubers who would dare say the word fuck as much as I do. Because there I are, I just said it again! Swearing in a Skylanders video? Oh boy, I suppose I should be hung, drawn and quartered for that. Punishment fits for crime. Now let's be guzzling down that food right there, that very nutritious icy pop. As I continue to just fire all around me. I'm burning on all cylinders, folks. Well, so far you've not done a good job of giving them orders. Oh no, it's Grenade Central! Not for grenades. Anything but for grenades. Luckily, this is what I have a secondary attack for. Secondary attack! Away! Oh, I love the secondary attack. I love it a bit too much, actually. Yeah, nice try, grenade fella. Nice try. Well, I say nice try. It wasn't actually. I'm lying to you. Ow! Okay, never mind. That was a nice try because it was a successful try. And now I'm one hit away from death. Luckily, that guy's hitbox is really easy to dodge. I say that, and now I'm definitely going to get hit. I have jinxed myself by saying such stupid things. Why would I say such stupid things? I don't know, maybe because I'm an idiot. After all, this is the same idiot who managed to put his wallet in a washing machine. So yes, me being an idiot certainly does explain a lot. You ask me why I do the things that I do, the simple explanation is that I'm an idiot. End of story. Boom! Big explosion. There we go, now let's pack him some more. This is what I have my mashing abilities for. Mash, 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 yeah. Watch out for that. Okay, here we go. We're almost there. Just need to not get hit a little bit longer. Woo! Okay, that got a little bit too close, but after 11 episodes of pure overpowerness, last thing we need to do is lose to their Trick Happy in the finale. He has been our MVP, and so as such, he would deserve a lot better going into this final episode, where we only got 3 of the 4 Supercharger chests, but I don't really care, because as we mentioned earlier, 100% is not that of necessary in nature. It's not a necessity for us. What is a necessity, on the other hand, is a stony barrier, because it's more likely for Earth to pop up than air, as Earth has been popping up a lot more frequently throughout the entirety of the series. And speaking of things we do frequently, we get to press best video game, the skip button. We gotta get this unnecessary deep stew out of here, you know. Chaos's internal conflict. Who cares about that sort of interesting character development when instead, you know, we can listen to Buzz's speech about how we're going to kick the darkness's ass.
So the only way to be sure we get the job done is to go inside the belly of the beast.
I mean, the Sky Eater is made of enchanted metal, but it is a machine. As it is a machine, how could it possibly have a belly? Then again, I suppose it can have a belly, in a weird sense. You know, a belly being a part to the machine, a bit like how a belly is a part to a human. An important part, you know, we kind of need what's inside our belly to stay within our belly if we want to live. Now, the moment our belly stuff becomes no longer inside our belly, we die. It's like that scene from Walking Dead where Spencer's guts are spilled all over the place. I actually can't show that scene because it's far too violent for YouTube's guidelines, but it is an epic scene where Negan just turns around and says, "You got no guts." Turns out he did have guts. After he cut them open, all the guts just kind of spilled out. But to say, your insides kind of need to stay there. What's inside your belly?
None of that matters.
Gotta stay inside your belly. A human belly, very important for it to remain as belly. But a machine belly, well, we can dismantle that. After all, machines were made to be dismantled and recycled and all that. Like you do in Horizon Forbidden West, where you can hunt down a machine, strip it of all of its parts, and use those parts for usefulness. So, let's be tack on the Sky without further ado, because this is going to be one hell of a finale where we have not only the bandit train that was not the most successful, mind you. We did kind of lose Gilgrunt along the way. He's now been reset to a Series 1 version. So now the only characters past their Series 1 versions are Trigger Happy and Terrapin. That's great. Just great. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with right now. But boy, do we have a high back score. Back score is all the way up to 14 because we have ushered in the dawn of so many chapters as Double Dare Trick Happy. So without further ado, let's skip the Sky Star and get headed straight into the belly of the beast as we can move on from topics of bellies, because for some reason I felt as though this finale had to have a 90-second rant about bellies and talking about spilling, you know, your intestines. Because that's not a violent image whatsoever. What is it with this finale and violence, blood, guts and gore? I mean, so far, because my Skylanders have been absolutely obliterated, you know, realistically, that's what Skylanders would look like. They would just look like a bunch of weird, strange creatures with their outside and with their insides having become their outsides because the enemies are just so busy tearing them apart. But what we have now is the air element. So it's time for Series 1 Jetpack, who has no upgrades whatsoever. So if we thought Jetpack sucked before, we ain't seen nothing yet. Because Jetpack, when he's level 1 with no upgrades, he really sucks. Like, he doesn't just suck, he really sucks. Luckily, the enemies have friendly fire, so they can kill each other. Oh, that's a convenient time to level up, don't mind if we do. Take them out! Die, 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 die. Thank you. This guy will level me up. Yes, yes, it is. Now, this fella has really got to go. Get him out of here, man. Get him out of here. That's more like it. Ooh, that's a good time to level up. Then again, any time is a good time to level up. How does that projectile even work? They threw it, like, into the wall, and then it just kind of, like, jumped up and came straight at me, and now these other projectiles just straight up going through the wall. Like, this game will stop at nothing to ensure that his bullshit attacks hit me. It will stop at nothing. Nothing, I tell you. Like that guy, his attack animation hadn't even finished yet. Explain to me how that's fair when his attack animation not only hadn't not even finished yet, the attack animation hadn't even started yet, and the attack hit me. Oh, Skylanders Superchargers. My love-hate relationship with it right now is at an all-time high. So, that being said, I now get to switch out for whatever Skylander I like because the air element is stronger here. But our only chance at an air representative currently has been defeated in battle. So we can't use them, and in their place, we can use whoever we want. Which in this case, it means we're going to go back to Double Dash Happy because he's just about the only Skylander at this point who hasn't been reset. Once I can actually find him on my bed beside me, mind you. Him and Stealthwolf are the only characters. Oh yeah, Gilgrunt, who I get to have been reset, but Stealthwolf and Gilgrunt are both at Series 1. Obviously, Terrafin is the other Skylander besides Trick Happy, who's past his Series 1 iteration. But he's also been reset, as has every other version of the character, so switching out for him would not be that of a wise decision. Okay, here we go, let's take him out. Why won't you just die already? I'm not asking too much, am I? Who am I kidding? Of course I'm asking too much. There we go, he's out of here, but he, you know, summoned a few of his friends. His friends that shall also be annihilated by me. Who else would annihilate them, right? They're not exactly annihilating each other, so that's where I come in. Yes, take my explosion to the face, you foolish, drowish fool! Obviously, you're not a foolish human fool. Last time I attacked humans do not look anything like that. And you know, given that I'm a human myself, I tend to see humans on a daily basis. That is what happens after all. That is why humans are so difficult to animate. That is why Pixar did not tackle like a human story until The Incredibles. Because we see humans on a day-to-day basis, so we know when they look a little bit off, and in an animation, they are going to look a little bit off. But luckily, The Incredibles is a cartoon, it's stylized, so obviously the animation, given that it's Pixar, still holds up. Almost 20 years later, my word, next year, The Incredibles turns 20 years old! That's going to make a lot of people feel old, and we thought we waited long enough for the sequel, as the sequel took, what was it, 14 years for the sequel? And even the sequel in of itself next year is going to be 6 years old. And I remember seeing it for the first time in the cinema. In fact, I remember seeing it twice on the same day. The day it came out. Incredibles 2 was great. At least as its own standalone film. As a follow-up to one of the greatest animated films of all time, it was rather lackluster. But as a film, on its own independent merits, The Incredibles 2 is a perfectly fine film. Not, dare I say, incredible, but great. Anyway, we have some epic Motley Meadows music right now. That's pretty cool. But we're not going to bother tackling any of that, purely because we don't have to. And as always, anything we don't have to do, we're just going to skip over it in its entirety. This is not a 100% series, might I remind you. Yes, take them all out! Every last one! Die, 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 die. That's not what death looks like. Okay, there you go. That's more like it. I love the fact that their projectiles can seemingly hit me from literally anywhere. Like, they shot off that projectile, so it was flying towards the right-hand side of the screen, and all of a sudden the projectile just hones in on me. What's the point in even having an animation if projectile's just going to go wherever it pleases?
Almost there, Lord Skylander. Oh, or I mean, just Skylander.
Yeah, that I am speechless as to how half these attacks even hit me. This is no finale. What this is this is an episode of the world's worst gaming hitboxes. Yeah, that's great. Let's do that. Let's do that with my Christmasified bone cycle. A rather jolly motorcycle indeed. That burns, hence the name, the burn cycle. Time to burn, baby, burn. Where tech is stronger, so we get to remain. As for my Double Dash Happy right now, because clearly the game hasn't had tech for enough of its sections yet, so it has to give us yet another one. But luckily, when we go through the darkness, utilising the burn cycle is dumb, stupid, broken. And it has a smaller hitbox than the rest of the vehicles, so we have a better shot at actually getting through it. Not unscathed, there's definitely going to be some death, but hopefully the death will be minimalised. moving forward, what I need to do right now is get Chaos's hand upon the button. And now that it's there, it's going to remain open for us. I mean, I just did Chaos, so... Ow! That is pain, that's pain, but luckily that's what we have the shield regen for. Okay, here we go with these thingamabobs. That is going to be for gimmick pretty much for the rest of the level, having these thingamabobs that turn silver when we jump on the correct ones. The false ones instead explode and deal damage to us. So the false ones are inconvenient, for lack of a better way of putting it. Now we have some invincibility, as well as a shield regen. Now that's how you stack up power-ups right there. I say that, and then seconds later, I realise that power-ups in this game do not stack. That is some very inconvenient, yet comedic timing. In fact, how inconvenient it is what makes the timing comedic in and of itself.
Bad surprise. It's always a bad surprise.
Okay, let's kill some things. Yeah, let's get him. Now that the hand has that hatch open up for us, let's get out of here. Well, let's not actually get out of here because this is the incorrect pathway. So instead, let's grab ourselves a mod, because that mod looks pretty fantastic indeed, though it's for the jet stream, which isn't particularly useful when we're playing as the burn cycle. Okay. Hand, why didn't you fist? Why didn't you do hand things with your hand, you stupid hand? Stupid hand should do more hand things. Let's make a hashtag out of that and get it trending on Twitter. Hands for hands things. This is for one time where it's okay to be so handsy. So, let's move on from making jokes about being all handsy-like, and instead, you know, we're going to humbly accept that Landstar as we usher in the dawn of yet another brand new chapter. So our back scrolls all the way up to 15! But what we do need to do right now is switch out for Terrafin, as the current element of the area is of the Earth element. And obviously Terrafin got reset. I did forget about that. I forgot about the moment, the very iconic moment, where Knockout Terrafin was thrown out the window. I forgot about that moment, so now we're back to Series 1 Terrafin, for the Earth element being stronger here, where, as always, whenever an element pops up, I must switch out to a Skylander corresponding with that element, cannot switch out again until the area changes once more. Boom! Let's destroy these things for looking at me stunning.
On the white tiles.
Yes, staying on the white tile sounds like a good plan, a good idea. I like that plan and idea. Ooh, food, don't mind if we do. Not that we needed it, because we literally had our maximum health already, due to the fact that this is the first time Terrafin has been placed onto the portal in this episode. Anyway, speaking of placing characters onto the portal for the first time in this episode, we have Gilgrunt, who isn't going onto the portal for the first time in this episode, because in the previous area of the bandit train, his Series 3 was defeated in combat, so now we have to go back to his Series 1, which fortunately is fully upgraded, so he does have that going for him. That is convenient. And his harpoon guns, because he's down for better pathway, they reload much quicker and deal much more damage. So that is going to be fantastic for getting through these enemies without dying, or without being defeated in combat, I should say. And it's also going to be great for when we have to go against Chaos, because obviously I want to try my hardest to so-shot Chaos, because that would mean we get to upgrade ourselves to the Series 2 Gilgrunt. Die! Thank you! Ask you shall receive and all that. So let's take out these fools right now. They have got to go, man. They have got to go. Yeah, now that's what I'm talking about. Take him out, take him out, take him out, out, take him out, take him out, take him out, out. And now we get to level up. That's convenient time for leveling up. So it seems as though there is a very common theme in this episode. Not only failure, but also, well, failure in terms of the gameplay, but failure also in terms of me constantly forgetting what it is I'm saying in the moment that I'm saying it. My train of thought is just... It's not even a crash at this point. It is crashing, it's burning, it is self-imploding, it is self-combusting or spontaneously combusting, as Charles Dickens puts it, because that is pretty much his favourite phrase of all time. Like how I have my favourite phrases of all time. You know, you've got to have a favourite phrase. And for the opinion on what my favourite phrase is actually the universal favourite phrase. You know, it isn't even an opinion that it is the best phrase. It just is the best phrase. That is fact. And that is because I told you so. What I say goes, and I make it rules, I just reinforce them. Obviously, the phrase I'm referring to is the fact that my opinion is of the correct opinion. You disagree with me, you're just wrong. That's how opinions work, I'm afraid. I don't make up rules, I just reinforce them. And I'm saying all these things on loop. I am getting very repetitive in this finale, but that is to put emphasis upon the very thing I am repeating.
Chaos.
Here we go with chaos. Where we usher in the dawn of a brand new chapter, so it's time for the reminder from Series 2 Gilgrid, who unfortunately doesn't have the better pathway. What a nuisance indeed. But hey ho, I get through this unscathed, and we get to upgrade back to Anchors Away Gilgrid, only for him to inevitably die to darkness. But hey, at least I have a Fruit Utopia hat. I believe that's what it's called. It's a pun on cornucopia, because it's made of fruit instead. Haha, funny pun. Obviously, it's acquired all the way back in the Dark Water Cove Water Elemental Gate. Die! Take the might of my inferior path. Take it to the face. Take my explosive sea fish! You know, or not, I suppose. Alternatively, you could not do that. Die, 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 die. Or, you know, not. I suppose you could also not do that. But, you know, you're a kid, you gotta do as I say. You know, you're no adult. At least I'm pretty sure Chaos isn't an adult, so he's not old enough to make his own decisions. Then again, that also means that technically speaking, he's not old enough to have to face up solely to the consequences of his actions, because he is completely unaware of the pure evilness of his actions. But we can know Chaos is totally aware of what he's doing, and yet he does it anyway. He's just an evil child. Like, you ever ask for the dictionary definition of an evil child? Well, Chaos by definition is evil, so therefore, by every definition, by every meaning of word, he is an evil child. If you ever have an evil child on your hands, fear not, because you know that they are never as evil as Chaos. You know, they are tame by comparison. Controlling Chaos as a child must have been hell in Skylanders for Chaos Andrea. Not hell on Earth, because we're not on Earth right now, we're in the Skylanders, so it's hell in the Skylanders is what raising Chaos looks like. Ooh, big sword. Well, newsflash for you, I have a harpoon gun. And why do you bring a sword to a harpoon gunfight? That's a bit daft, don't you think? Plus, that thing right there, that's barely even a knife. I'll tell you what, I'll show you a knife.
That's a knife.
Now that was a knife. But Crocodile Dundee references out of the way. Chaos, I really want you to die right now, but clearly what I'm asking for is once again asking too much. There we go. You can always tell which Chaos is real, because the real one will be wearing a crown. Anyway, I took some damage right there. That is inconvenient. I should do that much less in future. If I aim to better myself, then to do that would mean to take less damage. Okay, my nose was a little itchy right there, must admit. Die. Let's jump over that shockwave right there. And we're going to jump over that one right there too whilst we're at it. Oh, another shockwave? Oh dear, oh, what do I do? I guess I'll have to just jump over it. There we go, let's jump over it. And we'll jump over it. Man, it sure is convenient that I know where the jump button is located right about now. Okay. Crown, we want the crown. Take down the crown. It looks like you're failing miserably, actually, if you were to ask me. That's what it looks like you're doing. Now, time for you to fail some more. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Crown! I'm coming for you, crown! Man, we're already down to the R in Emperor Chaos. That health bar certainly has seen better days for the good old Chaos right there. Good old Chaos, old chum. And we jump over the shockwave. And we jump over the shockwave. And we jump over Shockwave. Name of an awesome Decepticon that, but, you know, Shockwave, when it comes to waves, he is the inferior wave, for Soundwave is far cooler. So just like every other Transformers character in Michael Bay films, he is absolutely butchered, and it is tragic, because Soundwave is my favourite Transformers character of all time, so he deserves better. He deserved better than Michael Bay, but as did the entire Transformers franchise. And yet, here we are asking for too much, you know, asking for Michael Bay not to ruin Transformers is asking too much. Because obviously, he felt like going ahead and ruining it anyway. We asked him not to. He was like, nah, I will do my own thing. Okay, let's jump over these shockwaves right now.
Go after his hands now.
What does it look like I'm doing, Callie?
Hurry.
Okay, here we go. We've gone from one R into the health bar of Emperor Chaos to the other R. Yes, that's it. Keep taking damage. Because now we're past the R, we're making our way to the P. What's pretty much left in that health bar is the Emp part of Emperor Chaos. My favourite part. Everyone knows that my favourite part of the word Emperor is the Emp part. If you didn't know that, then you foolish idiot. How dare you be such a foolish idiot? Why would you not know that? How could you not know that? It's such common knowledge. Okay, here we go. Let's take this out. Get down to the M. My second favourite part of the word Emperor. Right after Emp, my favourite part is M. Okay, come at me here, Chaos. Bring it on! Here I am looking at the camera, being too busy to pay attention to the gameplay to where I almost got hit as a result. But this is fine. This is what being fine looks like. Oh boy, here he goes. Time for us to practice utilising the jump button, as well as practice the art of failing to push a beacon at the video game button, because instead of jumping over that attack right there, I instead thought, oh, what would be a bright idea? Let's run directly into the attack. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. What could possibly go wrong with this unparalleled idea? One which is superior to every other conceivable idea. An idea that could not end tragically whatsoever. Okay, here we go. Let's continue to avoid these fellas. Even though one in the middle, I must admit, it was hidden for a while there because Chaos beat in the middle. But it doesn't matter because it didn't hit me anyway. My plan to run directly into attacks is not working out very well. You know, I'm still alive, so obviously the plan to commit Sudoku is not going my way. Ah, man! With the tiniest sliver of health too. But then again, Gilgrunt is also at his tiniest sliver of health, so what goes around comes around. Treat people how you expect to be treated. You know, I'm treating Gilgrunt with a final speck of health, so it's only fair for Chaos to be living on a final speck of health as well. Boom! And he is out of here with 2 final attacks, which is going to bring about level 20 for Gilgrunt. Not that's going to matter because we have the darkness to tackle, where we will be doing so with the next version in Gilgrunt's chamber.
The Rift Engine's
We worked our way all the way back up to Anchor's Way Gilgrunt. Anchor's Way Gilgrunt was defeated in this episode. And now he's going to be defeated in the episode for a second time, because it is inevitable that we're going to lose at least one Skylander to Darkness, and given that Deep Dive Gilgrunt is going to be beginning that fight, he's also not going to be ending it.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
You know, Deep Dive Gilgrunt might start the fight, but I'm hoping that someone else is going to finish it. And preferably along the way, Double Edge Okapi isn't defeated in combat. You know, given that we supercharged him and he hasn't been defeated since, it would be epic if he made it all the way to the finale with never having been defeated along the way. Oh yeah! It's come over me. Supercharged with love. Ah, god damn it! You ruined a perfectly peaceful and tender moment.
You
I mean, I really was hoping it was over for a moment there. That would be great because I would have a bank score of 14 as well as a Series 2, as well as a Series 3 Go Grunt and a Supercharged Trigger Happy to boot. So now I could use that bank score on then I could use that 14 bank score and at least improve on what my current score is. But clearly that's asking for too much. Okay, the current score is only going to continue to go down from here. Yeah, that's a plan there, Eon, for this sequel bait. For the first time I watched this, I was so convinced this was sequel bait. I thought that after Eon had delivered his, after he delivered his speech to kind of rival us up, to get us hyped up, so to say, I thought this was going to be, I thought Master Eon was going to be the hype man for some sort of future Skylanders sequel. You know, get the adrenaline pumping only for the credits to roll and for the video game to say, "You want an ending? Well, fuck you, you're not having an ending." It wouldn't have been a very fitting ending though. It would have been a great cliffhanger ending. It would have done a great job making you want to play the next game to see, obviously, how the cliffhanger would be concluded. That is the point of the cliffhanger, to get you to watch on, to want to watch on, to have the ambition to see how things truly conclude. But they don't make a good conclusion to the story. You know, a story needs a 3-arc structure, a beginning, in the middle, and an end. Avengers Infinity War is one of those few films that can have a cliffhanger ending as well as its own, like, isolated story. Okay, but without further ado, enough of talking about great movies. What I need right now, more than great movies, is great gameplay. Concentration shall be initiated. For the greater concentration, the more likely it is that I'll be successful, not with Series 2 Go Grunt, but actually with his Anchors Away iteration, which I can't even find on my desk right now. There it is. Let's say, with Anchors Away, I was calling him Deep Dive Go Grunt earlier by accident. That's his Supercharged form. That's the form we want to get him to, so that then he can become Supercharged. Let's say, with Anchors Away Go Grunt, concentration is really important here. Luckily, this first part of the fight is purely orientated around dodging, so in other words, as long as I don't drive directly into the pillars, we'll be fine. And let's also boost long way, because we need our momentum in order to jettison ourselves into the darkness like we just did during that first phase. Once we do that, he will be vulnerable to our attacks. Obviously, we've seen it done once before, now we just need to do it again. Let's say we need great gameplay, we need to concentrate, we need to make sure we don't die, and all of that shall come from a lack of commentary. So perhaps I should stop saying I'm going to do that and actually do it. You know, speak much less. Let's do it. Let's speak less. Let's speak to tell you that I will be speaking less. I feel like Gurgulfin right now, talking for the sake of talking. After all, I've said all I needed to say. I should be finished by now. And yet here I am, continuing to talk anyway. I'm talking about the fact that I should stop talking. That is the utmost glorious thing to talk about right now. After all, if I don't commentate, then this is just regular bog standard gameplay, and who wants to see that, right? We've came here for, obviously, death and destruction, because that's what this entire series has been so far. Drop your shield! Please? And thank you? Crystal, don't hit me. Crystal hit me anyway. Doesn't care about my feelings, doesn't care what I want. But yeah, the annoying thing about those enemies is that they are practically impossible to dodge. Luckily, though, that their sigil is a much easier attack to get out of the way of. Okay, he's been hit. Now I have 2 more phases on the outside before heading back to the inside. Well, that attack was rubbish, utter rubbish. Ow, that's a lot of damage. Okay, watch out for the moving crystals of doom. Stop hitting me! My shields are already gone! That was fast. Okay, I really need some shields right now, video game. Instead, what it's going to do is it's not going to give me some shields, it's going to kill me off! Okay, so we've seen this done time and time again. We know the drill by now. My characters die over and over and over again. That's because this boss fight is incredibly repetitive and tedious. But just because the boss fight is repetitive and tedious doesn't mean the video has to be as well. So naturally, I'm going to do you all a favour and I'm going to skip ahead to the best part. You're welcome. Yes! Here we go! Kill him! Okay, that was weird. But it doesn't matter because he has been defeated all of the same. And in the end, we didn't even need to use all of our Series 1 cannon fodder. We still have Jetpack and Rollball left over. And because we're about to usher in the dawn of a brand new chapter with Pop Fizz, we get to also switch to his Light Core iteration. I'm all for that. And I'm also all for pressing the best video game to skip button, because already this episode is approaching the 1 hour mark. The last thing we need is more necessary deep story on top of that, as well as credits. No thank you. This is great here, Chaos, but I'd rather you shut up so we can establish what I'm going to be doing with the bank score. So we have 15 in the bank, at least I hope we do. I'll definitely know in the edit how much we have, and so obviously in the edit I will correct upon any of my mistakes. But I have been keeping a mental count of the bank score throughout these final 2 episodes of the series, and I believe firmly that the bank score is at 15. Which means that we're instantly going to use 3 of that to get Pop Fizz Supercharged. We're going to have Big Ball Pop Fizz, which is going to take 3 from our bank score, leaving us with 12. We're going to use another 2 for Raw Ball, get her up to her legendary iteration. So we now have 10 for our bank score. It feels wrong to have had so much screen time with Terrafin and Gilgrunt and for them to never have made it to their supercharged form, especially since I was calling Gilgrunt earlier Deep Dive Gilgrunt by accident. Clearly that was some accidental foreshadowing as to him becoming supercharged at the very end of the series. So that's going to be another 8 from bank score to get Terrafin and Gilgrunt both supercharged. And for our last character, obviously if my math and my calculations were incorrect, obviously in the edit I will correct upon this. But the final character we're going to use, we're going to upgrade through their versions, is going to be Stealth Elf. So she's going to go up to her Ninja iteration with the 2 bank score we have left. Obviously, the bank score that I have calculated in my head can't be any more than +1 or -1. I can't imagine it going anywhere outside of that bracket, which means that pretty much all I'll need to correct in the edit is which version of Stealth Elf I upgrade to, utilising what's left of the bank score. So pretty much all of those changes I just made, we're going to see them reflected on the layout now. So yes, what we see on screen right now is the final score of the series. It's no longer the current score, it is the final score. And it is good! Or it is bad, I don't know what it is. I didn't quite calculate that far ahead. All what I kept track of in my head was a bank score, and even that could be wrong. It's something I might have to correct in the edit yet. We'll have to wait and see. But either way, that is my final score. Be sure to share in the comment section for the premiere, if you've been playing along, what was your final score? I would love to know, because that's the point of this series. That's what's been so fun about it. Creating a new way in which to play through this game, and a new way, therefore, in which for all of us to interact with one another. A new way for us all to challenge ourselves and see whom can come out on top. Who is it who can score the highest come the end of this challenge? Certainly not me, because I've had a lot of failure along the way. But that didn't stop Pop Fizz from becoming a supercharge. It is time for Big Ball Pop Fizz to be placed into the portal for the very first and very last time of the series. Now really there isn't much left for me to do, because we have established what it was I wanted to do with a bank score. We have a final score currently displayed on the layout that surrounds me. So I suppose we'll speak with Eon, see what he has to say to us. We have an emblem for redemption apparently. So we will end off the series on a high note by redeeming some of these emblems and obviously Portal Master ranking up. That is the highest of high notes we could possibly ever hope to achieve for the ending of this series. Boy, this has been a spectacular one. So now that we redeemed those emblems, we are pretty much going to conclude the series here. It feels wrong of me to have finally supercharged Gilgrunt and to never have placed him on the portal, but unfortunately, sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. So that being said and done, Skylanders Superchargers, the Skylanders Supercharged series has finally come to an end. So it is time to roll the outro for the very last time in this series. Without further ado, I cannot in good conscience end off this video without first thanking all of my incredible channel members whose continued support help make these videos possible. Without them, these videos would be near impossible to make, so from the bottom of my heart, I truly appreciate every last one of them. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, there are plenty of options on screen now to explore, and please consider subscribing to keep up to date with all my content. on that note, this video is coming to an end, so thank you so much as always for watching. Until the next video arises, peace!